Hyderabad. He had more than 3 decades of experience in various organizations across the national agriculture research and education system. Apart from the Department of Animal Husbandry, Government of India, Government of Andhra Pradesh, sorry. Prior to joining NAM, Dr. Raju served at Sri Venkateswara Veterinary University as professor and university head of veterinary and animal husbandry extension. Dr. Raju had international exposure to higher education institutions in United Kingdom, United States of America, Sri Lanka, the Netherlands, Germany, Belgium, and Switzerland. Widely traveled and had a lot of international experience. He received his training at the Borlaug Institute of International Agriculture at Texas, A&M University in College Station, USA, and School of Agriculture Policy and Development at the University of Reading in the United Kingdom. He guided 20 postgraduate students and has more than 100 publications ready till now. Currently, he is working on improving the quality and relevance of agricultural education through the NAHEP, National Education Policy 2020, global collaborations and education practices, academic leadership, student learning approaches, faculty competency enhancement, curriculum development, and lesion planning. His areas of interest are other areas besides these which I have just mentioned: teaching and learning in agricultural higher education, pedagogy in education information systems, massive open online courses, extension and communication management in livestock extension. So we welcome Dr. Raju, and now Dr. Raju, over to you.
I'll stand and speak. That's more comfortable for me. I hope you might. Good afternoon, madam, and my dear colleagues. Thank you very much for the opportunity given to me to speak to all my ICR colleagues on curriculum development. So, in fact, curriculum development is the lifeline for the education that we all know. Even though it is difficult to develop a curriculum, but as the faculty, as we are involved in the process of developing the curriculum, we need to understand certain of the basics of the curriculum development, what it is required, why, what are the other perspectives and the models also we'll be discussing in the next 1 hour. So before that, actually, I know it is pretty difficult for me to handle post-lunch sessions for you as well. That's the reason I incorporated some of the exercises also. Okay. Kindly open your mobiles. I think I'm audible, fine? Yeah. So I'll be putting 3 questions to all of you. So what you have to do is open your mobile and then you scan this code if possible. You can do it. You scan that code, otherwise go to menti.com and it will be prompting you to enter a code. And you can enter 316555288, otherwise you can scan the code as well. Other option is you can go to menti.com and enter the code. It's fine. Did you get? You got it? So there will be 1 question, right? So you can start answering the questions. Otherwise, you can go to menti.com and then use the code. Right? If you are not able to. menti.com.
A question.
Yeah. So this is the question. Yeah, you put the answer. Briefly, in a couple of key words. The first, where? Do you have to scan the code? Pardon?
Submit.
316. Submit कर रहे हैं 316.
The code is on the top. You can see 3165 5288. This is the code 316555288. Or can the QR code? Okay, leave it. If you are able to do it, nice, but it should work. I don't know what the reason.
That's not working. It has come, question has come, but there is no. For submitting that.
Okay, leave about this Mentimeter in that case. So why curriculum is required? What do you mean by curriculum development? Yes, please. Why curriculum development is important to all of us? You are all in teaching. So what would be the experience of teaching when up to 5 years? Anybody is there? 5 years, okay. Beyond 5 years? No. All are scientists. Okay, 3. Fine. What do you mean by curriculum in that case? Why should we discuss about curriculum development in this pedagogical training? Any answers?
Because structured.
Pardon? Yes.
Teach the students in a structured way.
A curriculum is a set of structured sequences which will give the total outline of the course.
Okay. Yeah, you are saying something, Doctor?
I was telling the
Yeah.
same thing. It is a structured arrangement so that we can plan in advance what we have to teach.
Structure means what here?
The structure of
Layout.
That means, for example, yeah, lecture outline. For example, you have plant pathology, say first course, you have the 32 classes, and each class this is the topic introduction or basics of principles, whatever it may be, 30, something like that. That's what you're saying?
Lecture, units, then what is the sub-content?
Okay, units and the content. Okay, fine. Why we should learn to plan things effectively?
Curriculum development is needed because as such the any subject is there. For example, insect physiology.
Okay.
Okay, the curriculum in what I am perceiving is a dynamic. Okay, so we need to have the scope for addition of like some recent development in particular in that course.
Okay. Yeah. Any other thoughts? Because we'll be discussing all these things as we progress further. The other question is, what are the expectations in the curriculum? You can look at the question otherwise. I have given some 4 options here. Something like acquisition of job-related knowledge and skills. Is it the expectation from the curriculum? Or personality development, capability and management of communication of ideas effectively, or what you call broader understanding? What do you think? You can pick up. There's no need of entering your answers here. But what do you say? Acquisition of job-related knowledge and the skills. 4th one is the broad understanding of the related basic sciences. That's what you're saying. 3rd one, okay. Management of communication. So, of course, all are equally important. All are equally important. I'm just trying to ascertain your understanding, your preferences of these things, your prioritization rather. That is the only purpose here. Right. Then, yeah.
So now it is working. We have to first submit it, the blank one we have to submit, and afterward it will show.
Yeah, you submit, we'll see. It will be projected on the screen. Before that, actually, this is one of the tools. Because as a matter of fact, we are all teachers. The very objective is to engage, including your students, right? You agree with me?
Yes.
Engagement is the critical element. So how to engage? This is one type of online tool. This is free of cost. Only 3 questions you can ask your different types of questions. That is one way of doing. That's what I'm trying to do that. Now, the issues and challenges. What would be the issue here in implementation of the curriculum? The 5th Dean's Committee is there, 6th Dean's Committee is going to come, and BSME is already in place. Why this is not implemented uniformly across the system? What would be the reason? What would be the challenges?
Limited
So
availability.
it's a dynamic,
of
first of all, it's very dynamic, the things are.
Okay, dynamic.
It has to be.
Okay.
Faculty also have some work.
Curriculum was already there even before 15 committee or after 15 committee. It is not that this 15 committee has told that there should be a curriculum. And before that.
Curriculum is there since beginning.
Why it is required?
Now, when I was a student, when I was studying BVSC 1984, the curriculum is framed by the university. Later on, what happened? They brought the uniformity and the common curriculum is being implemented across the all agriculture universities or the veterinary.
Priority area may be different for different places.
Okay,
Unification.
Madam?
Unification of the curriculum.
unification. Okay, so here there are several other issues. One thing is we will be discussing also. For example, faculty competence.
Yes.
The national education policy has come into picture, and then it is going to be implemented in ICR also maybe in a year or 2. Then are we really competent to raise our levels up to that expectation and then organize the classes, the session? That is a challenge. So not only the faculty competencies, other issues like infrastructure issues there. Are the supporting environment is required? All those things are there. So we'll stop at this point of time and we'll see what are the other aspects of curriculum. But in the context of relevance and importance of curriculum in the quality human manner, that's what ultimately we have to boil down to the quality human resources. Is it not? Whatever the graduates we are producing out of our universities or the portals or the deemed universities, whatever it may be, they should be qualified enough to handle the situation. What are those situations? For example, when they go out and handle what you call the job as agriculture officer for that matter, or as a veterinary officer for that matter, he should be able to independently identify the issues, find out the solutions, and whatever the remedies or advices or package of practice, whatever it may be, that has to be provided. That is what the assumption of the institution. That is what the means of the curriculum also. So here, of late, highly technical knowledge is required to handle the different perspectives, different situations, contexts also. Several diseases are coming out. For example, COVID has come in case of human beings. Suddenly it has come, it's become a menace and people are not prepared to do that. Likewise, in agriculture also, you will be getting several of the things, including veterinary and all those. And high expectation from the graduates, because when we interact with the directors of animal husbandry or you are in agriculture office department, they always say, your students are not up to the mark. Then who is to be blamed? Curriculum, teacher, student? That we have to find out the answer. No, is it the curriculum alone or the student alone or even the faculty as well? So that is the reason most of the time they are giving induction training to suit to their needs. So that is expectations are high. As one of our colleagues said, dynamic challenges, everyday challenge is especially in case of agriculture, it is highly contextual in nature. That is one of the issues. And broadening and repositioning of the curriculum is always a challenge. It's not as simple as we talk, especially in case in sciences like agriculture, mathematics, anatomy, physiology. They're all fine. There is nothing more what you call dynamic nature is not there. But in case of agriculture, it is more dynamic. The contextual in nature. Every day it changes, and it all depends on how best we can imbibe those things and try to develop the curriculum. That is one aspect. Quality human resource impacts target growth. First, for that reason, there should be different approaches, strategies, and processes in the curriculum development. Not only that, implementation as well. The biggest problem is implementation. In our case, especially in case of our sciences. There are different stakeholders are there. You can know that different stakeholders like government, private, NGOs, or many things are there. What they are expecting is skill-specific education with clarity of basics. For example, this national education policy, now they are starting multiple entry and exit. After 1 year, they have to give diploma, certificate, second year, diploma, third year, degree, fourth year with the vertical research or honors or whatever it is. If that is the case, we have to reorient ourselves to include vocational education also, even in the first year itself. At the end of first year, the student should able to do something. It's not a mere waste of 1 year. That is the reason for example, everyone needs all the sciences. When you are performing as an agriculture officer, all 190 credits are required for you? Not necessarily. You may be using a couple of things like maybe agronomy or maybe pathology or entomology or some other soil science and that sort of thing. Not every science. If that is the case, why the student should be deprived of giving the exact skills what he required? For example, you want to become a technician in a laboratory. Can we impart that those techniques which are required for him? So that is where the national education policies also give lots of emphasis. And multiple skills, especially in higher education, and high manpower shortfall is rapidly growing. For example, in some sectors like horticulture, dairy, fisheries, all those things, there is a shortage of manpower here up to 40-50%. So in the light of shortage of manpower, how to handle the situation? That is also a challenge, apart from the quality education. Coming to the education challenges, low priority to agriculture education as a career option. If you ask any +2 student, he will say engineering or medicine. That's all we know, even our children also maybe, I don't know, will be joining those streams. And this is third option or fourth option, right? That is one thing. Employability. Now the government's jobs are exhausted. Only the private companies are coming forward to give some sort of what you call employment to our graduates. That is one thing. Quality is also deteriorating day by day. Quality of education, that is major concern. Various factors are there. It is not only the curriculum infrastructure or whatever you say that. And faculty. One side retirement, there is no recruitment, especially in the state agriculture universities, if you see, a lot of vacancies are there. And if we see able to do one recruitment in this term of 3 years, is very great. It's very successful. That's the current scenario because of various other factors. And what we call faculty competencies. In our case, we are all professionals. We are all agriculture, maybe I'm from veterinary, whatever it may be. We joined the universities or the institutions based on our qualifications, our research publications, and so on and so forth, not on the research skills or teaching skills, especially if you special reference is teaching. I am recruited based on my OGPA, my performance in the interview. That's only the criteria. But what about the pedagogical skills? That is nowhere. Like BEd degree is there. Even a teacher, if you want to be recruited by any school, they ask for a BEd degree. Is it not? But that is not the case in our professional courses, even engineering, even management institutions. So these are all certain things what we have to really understand when we contemplate into develop what we call a curriculum for agriculture education or water education. And outdated curriculum delivery mechanisms. Same old lecture method we use. On the contrary, we say teacher-centric methods. On the other side, we say learner-centric methods. But we never change from the shift from the teacher to learner. That is where we have to change our probably the mindset or the attitude. Maybe this program is going to should help all of you to change your mindset, moving from the teacher-centric to learner-centric. For example, that is one thing. Extensive inbreeding, associated depression. We are all science people. You know better understand what is this inbreeding. In case of faculty, these people are doing graduation, post-graduation, doctoral degree at the same university. So I am also the same case. Okay, but what to do? That is all the different constraint. But the point here is, those who are graduated from national institutes, their outlook is different, their perspectives are different, their environment is different. So that is lacking. That is what the reason even I are also promoting this what you call doing this PG and PhD elsewhere and supporting what you call scholarships and all those things. And lack of evaluation, monitoring, impact assessment, accountability, incentive systems, governance, especially state agriculture universities, NRI and of course ICR is fine, but state agriculture is not really not at the expected level. And investments are declining, the budgets. So these are all certain issues we have to understand in general about the agriculture education in the country. Then curriculum is, if you look at the definition, okay, fine. So what you said is partially correct. It is process of planning, developing, implementing, and evaluating learning opportunities. For example, BSc Agriculture is there. Is it a curriculum? Can we call whatever the courses of your 180, 90 credits, so many subjects are there? Can it be called as a curriculum?
Yes.
Or a pathology one which has got 32 classes and these are all the things. What is the curriculum there? Yes, please.
The total course.
Total courses.
Course.
Whatever the BSc Agriculture graduate has to undergo, all the courses, that is called curriculum. Right? That is the clarity. So curriculum is different and course is different. A course will have lesson plans. In each course, whatever you are saying, 16 classes, 13 classes, 32 classes, whatever it may be, that is called the lesson plan.
What for the word syllabus is?
Syllabus is the broader perspective. What are the things to be covered in a given program, for example. Not only syllabus, other things are also will be included in the overall curriculum. Syllabus is the content.
Set of topics.
Yeah, topics or units or modules or whatever is there. But beyond it, for example, your raw program is experiential learning programs are there. They are also part of your curriculum. So in a comprehensive manner, whatever all the student has to undergo, that is called curriculum. The subunits are your courses. You got the point? And within that course, you have lessons. Okay, that is the last level is lesson. Right. So that is what ultimately we have to see that we should achieve the what you call the ultimate educational aim. What is the educational aim for an agriculture graduate? What we are institution, as an IRA or whatever the institution, university, what would be my aim? What do I expect my students to be after completion of 4 years? That is where what called the educational aim. My intention, my intent, my what you call aim is to see that my graduates work for the agriculture independently. They will solve all the issues, whatever the realistic issues are there, independently without any this thing. Further, we are giving all the knowledge, we are giving all the skills, the attitude, whatever the required, that is also we are pumping in. So that is how the ultimately the expectation is that is the broader educational aim of any program. In the program here means the BSc AG or BSc Horticulture, right? So it is what you call the intentions or the aims are to be there for anything, not only for the curriculum. Even course should have, a lesson should have, learning objects, for example. Right. So here content and process. Curriculum is something like two things. Content, what you said is syllabus. Process, how you are delivering. Through classes, through practicals, 1+1, 1+2, or what is that credit hours, and what is the practical component? What are other things you are incorporating in the entire gamut of your curriculum implementation?
But sir, excuse me, this definition is not differentiating itself from the course. No? The course has also got the same kind of definition.
That's what. This is a broader perspective wherein course is one single course. Like for example, say your
I understood your point, but I'm talking about this definition. This blue color curriculum is an organized set of formal education or training intentions. So that does not mean it is a series of courses.
Yeah, see, a curriculum should have an intention. Course also should have a broad aim. Lesson also should have. That is the hierarchy level. At highest level, my graduates should be, so they should be able to handle that at the broader level. Say course level, agronomy, for example. So my students should be able to learn, understand the basics of agronomy and implement those package of practice, whatever it is, in a broad sense. Lesson, say how to identify a weed, for example. That's one lesson. How to do that? What are the activities you are incorporating? That is all lesson. So the objectives varies. Hierarchy is there. So top level and middle and this lower level is your this.
Then what is the difference between program and curriculum?
Program is like your BSc. Curriculum is part of that program. To achieve that objectives of the program, we need the curriculum.
Program is
Higher. Yes, sir.
program is still higher.
Still higher. At the broader level is program. That's your BSc. For that, to achieve that objectives of that program, we are having the curriculum. Curriculum includes all, not only the syllabus, other activities which are going when making the part of your plan. Okay. So set of courses, ultimately to strengthen the knowledge and expertise about a particular subject through a variety of instructional practice. What is this instructional practices here? Or instructional practices means so how you teach, generally using the lecture method, right? We'll be using PowerPoint or some what you call specimens or whatever. So those are all called the instructional practice. I may use not only the lecture, I'll be using something different also. Maybe demonstration. Models. That is all aids you can do. There are other methods like jigsaw method is there of teaching. That also I will use. Like there are several instructional practices are there, participatory in nature. Ultimately, engagement is critical. Right? All activities has to finish. That is what the curriculum. So in case of designing curriculum, this is one of the famous model of curriculum design, Ralph Tyler's model. So here we should answer these four important things. What educational purpose should the institution seek to attain? That is objective. What is the object of your institution? That is the first level. And what educational experiences can be provided that are likely to attain these purposes, selecting the content. So objective is the institution and what is the content to be included? Whether pathology is required or not, exercise is not required. What is that? That is what we have to have. Now, how can this educational experience can be effectively organized? How you organize in terms of courses, in terms of modules, in terms of units, and within that the classes, and what are the experiences you are going to create? Is that within the class also? Those are all comes under the organization part. And ultimately the evaluation of the outcomes. This is where we are lacking. We teach, we deliver, we give excellent content, but evaluation, everything can be evaluated through what you call MCQs, multiple choice questions. A skill is there, for example. Can it be evaluated through MCQ? Did not. We have to do it. I have to perform. So that is where we are actually, the problem is in evaluating the outcomes. So this model is a very famous model we have to understand. Coming to, there are four different methods are also there. Teacher based, where the teacher is supreme, right? It's one to many. I'm a teacher and you are all students. I'm delivering. That's it. That is what the teacher based. Coming to the what you call subject based on subject, your pathology, entomology, or soil science, or whatever it is. So here, panel of experts, like all of us, sit together and frame the syllabus. That's what is happening in our curriculum development. I'm also a member of one of the BSME committees. So what we do is we'll sit together and develop the content and give it to the students or the teachers of the respective universities. They themselves will implement. That is what we call the subject based. Now, choice based. Now the new national education policy says choice based. Where is the choice for me? You are all prescribing first semester this 7 courses, second semester this 10 courses, like that. I don't have any other option except to say yes to that. Yes. But that is not the case with the national education policy. It is going to be a reward or change in future, definitely. So there, as per my choice, I should read. Why I should read about physiology if I don't want? I'm not going to use that language, what you call that subject. Why should I go for that? So those are all the questions which are going to come, and accordingly we'll be doing the things. The other one is competency based. Personalized. I need competency how to dissect an animal, for example. How to do what you call the soil sampling or whatever may be there in your course. That expertise is only required, not everything for me. That is competency based, right? These are the 4 methods or generally we use in the curriculum development, and the subject based is the current what you call the method of doing in our agricultural education system. Of course, coming to the expectations, there are many things which we have already discussed. One thing is acquisition of knowledge and broad understanding of the related basic sciences, personality development, techno-economic, communication skills. These are all the certain expectations of the curriculum. Ultimately, the people should be able to acquire all those things in the process. Coming to the agriculture education, of course, we have been discussing, but still I'll put it in a different, this one. This. Just move that bar. Yeah, actually, coming to the education broadly, if you consider the philosophy is develop skill, human resources for developing sustainable agricultural farming system, leading to technological and economic empowerment of practitioners of agriculture. That is what the broader perspective of agriculture. You can read on the top. Yeah, I think we are all aware how it is being done at now the 5th Days Committee and 6th Days Committee is also constituted. And in the light of national education policy, they are going to bring in several changes. Even ICR brought out implementation strategy also, how to implement national education policy, guiding the principles of all those things. Yeah.
Curriculum development, all like physics, INI, Green Book and other, some 5-6 big people, they sit and develop this. We are not asked what are the things need to be kept in. So I think
Yeah.
the need to know about this.
Definitely. See, the underlying principle is all stakeholders should be involved. Yes. That is the underlying principle. And in some cases it is happening, in some cases it is not happening. In some subject matter, BSMA groups, it is happening, some it is not happening. Especially the past alumni. The alumni are not involved. The current students are being engaged. Some the industries or people are coming, or some the faculty of that particular college or the university are involved. But this is a serious lack, that has to be addressed. Maybe the committees has to consider the conveners, the co-conveners of all these BSMA committees should necessarily understand the basic philosophy of how to develop the curriculum. That is not happening. I also agree because I am also party to that. I was there in one of the members.
Probably what they do, they put it in the public domain for some time.
Mm.
But then we don't come to know that where it is.
They
will put it for 15 days, 10 days, and then-
BSMA के लिए किया नहीं।
BSMA के लिए किया था। वो 25 लोगों ने
That's right.
उसमें आधे लोगों ने फर्स्ट मीटिंग अटेंड किया, दूसरे आधे लोगों ने सेकंड मीटिंग अटेंड
No, that's right. This is the
चेयरमैन डिसाइडेड.
It's not necessary, sir. No, not that. Actually, through wider consultation is happening. And I was there in one of my meetings chaired by Dr. Arvind Kumar. He himself reviewed all the subject matter groups, and he suggested include the governmental programs also, because the curriculum has to align with the government program what they are planning. That's not that, but the extent and all, that's the very. So this is what the general process, of course, that's not really important. But point is a revision of curriculum. At least 10 years it is taking to revise the curriculum. Even BSMA or even Dean's Committee, whatever, at least minimum 10 years, 1 decade.
But sir, 1 decade has not passed between the 5th and 6th Dean Committee.
When 5th is implemented?
2016.
16.
2016.
Okay. 2013 actually they started, they constituted a committee, it came in 16 I think, but they have constituted this 6th Dean's Committee because of national education
policy.
That is the reason they want to bring in or implement the NEP quickly. For that reason it was constituted. BSMA also, I think 2009 or 10 it was started earlier. Now it is 21 they have implemented. So point is the curriculum is to be revised at regular intervals. Another thing is, even in this BSMA or even Dean's Committee, a provision has been given to the universities to change the curriculum up to 25-30%. But many universities are not doing so. They are following the same old courses. That flexibility is given. It's not that the rigid structure we are having, but flexibility is given. But only very few universities may be using that flexibility and incorporating new courses. That is also the issue to be
Other
understood.
it's on the other side, because I was consultant to one of those universities,
Mhm.
state universities.
Okay.
And then the syllabus was sent to them. And the teachers in the committee, they were trying hard to avoid getting to some new things which were put already.
Why is that?
I don't know, they said the facility is not here, the computers are not there, this or that. So they tried to eliminate at least 20% of the new things which were incorporated earlier. They wanted to stick to the earlier ones.
We don't want to come out of the comfort
Yes,
zone.
exactly. That was the case.
That is the issue here. See, if new things are added, I have to update my skills. No? I have to update my knowledge.
Yeah.
I have to develop my
And
competence.
infrastructure also.
Infrastructure also.
That was
not ready.
Sure, definitely. It is one of the critical elements.
Faculty will not create that infrastructure, na?
Of course.
Administration is not there.
There are umpteen number of problems, sir. It is not that the infrastructure alone is one thing, faculty alone. But point is, unless until we are the teachers and we should have the proactiveness and try to implement or to the extent possible. Okay, infrastructure is not there. I cannot get 1,000 crores today. That has its own process. But till then, can I do 5%, 10%? Something, some change. That is the inherent drive one should have. That's what we have to do it. Otherwise, the routine standard what you call the stereotype of rote learning. What you call all whatever the things are happening in our system. So that is not required because especially in case of agricultural education where it is really dynamic in nature. In fact, I have done a small study also with the BSMA committee members, about 10 members, 10 committees. I interacted with them because it's not real visible, but I'll show you this one. Here you can see the relevance actually, the relevance of different items. There's something like flexibility of curriculum is rated low in the relevance, or competency-based curriculum is rated low. The red ones you can see, choice-based curriculum or otherwise is teacher-based curriculum. Because of the various reasons that was being given, but slowly there is a shift actually from what you call the relevance, non-relevant to relevance in terms of certain the parameter. That means change is happening over a period of time. We cannot overnight change the things. Change is very difficult process also. I think we know. Change management is even, for example, now I am conducting a study on the national education policy. To what extent we are prepared in the sense faculty and administrators. And they have given so many problems in the implementation of the policy. But how to address those things? Unless until we are not prepared, who else will going to implement? The first step is the teacher only or the faculty only. If we are convinced, okay, we will try to do it. But if not today, tomorrow we have to do it. That is for sure as far as the NEP is concerned. Here you can see, these are the 4 parameters really given very high weightage by this BSMA committee members. The context for change, whether change is required or otherwise we will go ahead with the same old. That's what you are saying. People are not willing to come forward to change the curriculum, change their attitude, their mindsets. The reason is simple. I don't want to come out of my shell or my comfort zone. So, but as a curriculum, we have to force it 10 years, 20 years. Accordingly, we have to change what changes are going to happen. That is actually to be there with all the members of the committee or the conveners who are all there when the curriculum develops. Tomorrow, you will also be developing curriculum. It's not agricultural education. Maybe you are asked to develop a vocational education curriculum. Then these are all things that comes into picture how to do that, right? Quality and excellence, choice-based curriculum, and these are all certain engagement. Critical engagement is the point is student engagement. Yeah. Course structure, objectives for each course are formulated. Earlier, if you look at other deans committees, it was not there. Objectives are also not there for the course. You can refer. So now the changes. Now the people started developing the objectives. What would be the learning outcome? What are the methodologies? Also, sometimes they are giving. So the change is happening. Because these are all certain things. But this, you look at this one.
डॉक्टर साहब हाइट का फायदा उठाओ पीछे कोई
Comes, I'll have one question for you, sir.
Yeah, yes.
Since you have a lot of experience.
एक बार चलाइए सर
House of Representatives and efforts to alleviate the effect of the anyone, Great Depression, past the anyone, tariff bill, tariff act, which anyone raised or lowered, raised, and effort to collect more revenue for the federal government. Anyone know the effects? It did not work in the United States Bank depression, the Great Depression. Today, we have a similar debate over this. This is class. Anyone? Yeah. Laugh or.
Quite frankly, he asked. But frankly, he asked.
But at this point. Very comfortable. President would call this in 1980. Anyone? Something DOO economics, voodoo economics.
Yeah. What are your reactions?
monotony
Monotony, okay.
No variety in expression.
No clarity in expression. No expression. Yeah.
क्या subject पढ़ा रहे हैं वही समझ में नहीं.
No interest. Among students or faculty? Faculty. Okay, what else? Did you find similar situations in your classes?
Students are as good as faculty.
But the point is simple here. It has got several meaning actually. Because maybe a bit out of context, but I'm trying to take 1 or 2 minutes only. This also related to the curriculum development and implementation only. Unless until we don't have good communication skills, this is what going to happen, right? Communication is not your verbatim. You're not your words. It is something beyond non-verbal communication. How you deliver the content. Many people are got vast knowledge, but as a student, they don't require that much of knowledge. You're all doctorates, you've got so much of experience behind you, but that's really not going to help them unless you really go to that level and try to understand what is their level and build on that their current knowledge. That is what we have to do as a teacher. That is what the curriculum implementation includes, all this. Other thing is methods. This is the only lecture-centric method. Bhashan, 1 hour, that's all. I'm not really bothered who is listening or who is not listening also. Is it not responsibility as a teacher to engage all the people? So what are the things to, I have to do in engaging the people? These are all the things we have to understand, right? And apart from that, the methodology is also to be changed. It's not the only method. There are quite good number of methods are there which really, ignite the people to participate. The simple question is for all of you, whether learning is active or passive.
It should be active.
Both. How many of you are saying passive? Can you raise your hands, please? No one. Active? All of you. Both is a couple of people. But in fact, learning is active only. And learning is on whose botheration is this? Teacher or learner? Learner. No? So that means we have to create activity, no? We have to see that they are engaged. We have to see that the learners are engaged. That means students are to be engaged. In your classes also, we need to take care of all these engagement activities or the tips or whatever the things, whatever you wanted to do it. That is to be incorporated. And subject also. Sometimes economics may be boring, but how to make interesting? That's the creativity of a teacher, right? So these are all certain things I just thought of sharing at this point of time. So here, whatever the curriculum is, It should be flexible, globally relevant, and then refreshed. Always what we do is whenever the new committee forms, we'll take out the old one and cut, edit, copy, paste. We'll add a few other topics, or most of the time, that's what my experience also says. But is it the way of doing things? Definitely not. What is the context? What is happening around us? Whether are we really making our students to understand those processes, those methodologies? And for that, what we are doing? Are we incorporating the new things? For example, now everyone talks about artificial intelligence, machine learning, all those things. Probably in the next DINS committee, they will have a course. So that sort of refreshing, the content has to be refreshed at the regular interval so that we can really make it this one. Effective.
It's
Yeah.
very good that we should include a new thing like physiology, nanotechnology, other things.
Yeah.
But the question is whether we have a faculty to teach that. Because we also actually developed a course curriculum at a national level. And that time it was a problem that who will teach that? How that will be done?
Okay, sir. What is to be done?
That was a major problem.
I understand that. I worked in the university for 17 years.
Just because we do not want to take the help of other science people, we don't want.
That's
to
what,
take
sir.
the
We have to
help
come
of-
out of these
help
things,
of-
sir.
We do not want to take the help of nanoscientists. We do not want to take the help of the physiologic persons, but we want to use that.
Yes, sir. What I'm saying is the same thing. Unless until we change our mindset, who will help you and teach you, come to the rescue and teach your nanotechnology?
You have to take.
There is no other go. There is no recruitment. There is no expertise. We have to develop an expertise and teach something. Otherwise, we cannot go further. See, there is one method called team teaching. For example, in team teaching, what happens is two people join together and teach the same subject. I am, for example, extension person. I will teach about extension. But this is a pathologist. He will teach about pathology perspective. Is it not great? The individual student is getting the different perspectives, different sciences at one point of time. I will invite my colleague who is working in the department, agriculture officer, and I'll ask him to explain what is happening in the your field. And then you will be giving the theoretical orientation, I will be giving the practical orientation. That's what we have to invent ourselves. We have to innovate and adopt. That's only the key for us to to be excellent. Teaching is we do it passionately. Out of passion only we have to do it. Otherwise, it's not really effective. Okay. Of course, I'm running out of time. Curriculum development as such, we have been working under NHEP also. How to develop the curriculum, and we brought a framework also. If you are interested, I'll share that link also. You can go through further. But in the process, there are the 5 important things we have to identify. One is the need. Need not for the revision alone. Instead of changing the entire syllabus, we can tweak it, add a couple of topics, add a couple of courses also. That doesn't mean that we have to fresh from the scratch, we do all those things. Not that. But we have to see the requirement of the need, and accordingly, what are the things which are to be incorporated, which is lacking, which are not contemporary. See, everyone is talking about data science. For example, are we addressing those issues? Big data analytics, for example, is it not required for the agricultural people? Required, but where it is provided in the curriculum? There is nothing like that, no? So we have to take those things into confidence and try to build our cases as per the situation which is happening around us. That is only the way of doing it. Diagnose and prepare. Yes.
So you said that you were part of this team.
Which team?
BSM.
Yeah. One subject matter. Yeah.
What are the things you proposed for this year?
I did not get you.
What are the
What
things-
extra was
what
proposed?
Propose.
What new things were-
Definite. Because I was the member for veterinary extension. 3 courses were introduced in that curriculum. In PhD also, we introduced a course called Education Technology, which is now, I think, common to all the PhD degree holders, because after that, they're going to become the teachers, most of the cases, or the faculty, or scientists, okay. But if they're going to the universities, if they are not aware of this pedagogy and all those things, then it is again starting from the scratch. Or I will evaluate my group. I'll follow my teacher who is guided. In my case, is best, but it's need not. Unless until you understand the the pedagogy, their educational philosophy, principles, practices whatsoever. So that is how I tried 2-3 courses. Impact assessment, that is another course added. So these were 3-4. And education technology, they exclusively for even that is common course for many of other doctoral students.
Rest was cut and paste.
No, not like. I'm not saying this is a totally new, they are modifying. It's not, I don't say, because the problem here is we have to have the coherence between UG, PG and PhD.
Yeah.
What you are teaching in UG is not related to PG means, then what? That is the continuum, no? Then accordingly we have to see that the coherence, right? And the development and okay. So needs, identify the needs and evidence for reviewing and revising the existing curriculum. Of course, issues are there in current curriculum, nature, magnitude, needs and expectations. There are several expectations are there, of course. Curriculum try to address majority of the cases, and other factors also. The manpower needs. What sort of people I require as a company? I don't want all those things. I require the people who are good in skills in certain other aspects. Are you going to provide? We are not going to do so because ours is a broader curriculum which
Curriculum whether the vocational courses is
not necessary. That's why they don't want graduates now. The diploma holders who are able to do this particular job, that's fine for them. I can pay 10,000, 15,000, that's it. If I graduate, I have to pay 40, 50,000.
That's why I'm asking whether the vocational courses has also been added in the revised curriculum.
Yeah, it's going to be added.
I was
Vocational component will be added.
going to ask the same question before that here. So you are saying that after 1 year or 2 years, the course will be designed in that way. That 2 years after 1 year you give a diploma,
Certificate.
2 years certificate, 2 years give a diploma, 3 years you give a degree, and 4 years you give a honors with integrated PhD for PhD. Now the question is, this has been done keeping in the job market in mind.
Yeah.
So what is the job market for certificate and diploma holders particularly? That's what I want. What are the different kind of markets?
But of course, I'll articulate one thing.
This question, one thing, you said that there are multiple exits. One who needs diploma will be going out in the first year or second year. But vocational courses starts from third year or fourth year. I think so. I have seen that syllabus.
That's what he was
First year
saying.
and second year.
That's what he
See,
told in the
now it has not come out, no. The idea is to have in the first year some part of vocational educational skill sets, second year some part like that. That is going to the shape of this curriculum. Of course, I don't know the exact inner details of this curriculum, but that is the broader philosophy is to see that. Because after 1 year, if he is discontinuing by various reasons, he should be able to do something, no? Instead of wasting 1 year in our, so far what is happening? 3 years I have studied, because of my academic condition is not good, I have discontinued. Gone 3 years. This is not a new concept. If you go to IGNOU, they have the same concept. Certificate is there, diploma is there, all those things. Similar thing it is going to happen in case of agriculture. So we have to identify the needs and the processes, key performance indicators are to be identified, because how can we say that this is successful or not successful, the curriculum, whatever you are proposing. Yeah. Then instruction, these are all certain things, but we have to concentrate on the SWOT analysis, that is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats of when you are designing any course or curriculum. And at the same time, this environment of professional environment like political, economic, social, technological, legal and environmental factors are also equally important because most of the curriculum are to be influenced by the government policies also. We cannot alienate ourselves from the government system. So that is also there. Implementation, system level staff training, because implementation is a very critical aspect. Most of the times we resist change. When a new thing comes, definitely will resist, and it's difficult for the administrators also what you call implement into it. So policy level, what are the changes to be implemented and what are the implications of the practice? See, for example, in case of university system, you have to change the bylaws or your regulations or the governance. When you are going for academic council, all these, what are the changes are to be incorporated, how to do that, who will be doing what, All those things comes into picture. So those are all the implications of changes to be understood. And probably conducting the change management workshops, seminars or debriefings and outcomes. At the same time, feasibility and adoption also equally important because in I know some of the universities have not implemented what do you call this what do you call BSMA or even the Dean's committee. Maybe they took 1 or 2 years extra in implementing because they are not prepared for that. Whatever the changes that are contemplated in the system are not really done. So these are all certain things. Monitoring and evaluation. This is one of the biggest lacking because, okay, I have developed the content, expert members have given the curriculum, given to all the universities. To what extent they are implemented? Is there any monitoring? No. University also give it to the teacher, the department will take care of those things. So, but what the proposal is to have a centralized monitoring system so that we can have, in some countries it's already there, wherein they monitor the curriculum implementation letter and spirit. It's not, there will be challenges, will always be there, but that is what we have to take. Finally, what we have to do is when you are contemplating lifelong learning experiences, is one of the critical, not apart from the subject, what you are teaching, whatever you are giving knowledge, skills and all those things, but lifelong learning competencies, how can they learn on their own? Every time we will not be their teachers. We have to learn on our own. That's what we have been doing. They also have to do. That competence has to be built up. That is one aspect. And thinking skills, analytical skills, communication skills, writing skills, all are missing in the curriculum. Earlier I used to write very good. Now only typing skills. I lost my writing skills. Maybe the case with many of us. What about analytical skills? Are we incorporating such of those exercises in the curriculum so that they will analyze and do that? Or stereotype of exercises where we 100 slides and okay, this is the notes and you got 90%, fine. That is what we are operating at the very basic level of Bloom's taxonomy, wherein we are operating at the remembrance level or maybe understanding level. There are other levels, application, analysis, evaluation, creation. These are the different levels of hierarchy. Even when you are preparing the question paper also, who is the father of Green Revolution? Okay, memory only, not beyond that. What is that we are going to test? So we have to change, understand the hierarchy of the objectives also when you are framing the learning objective for each course. Accordingly, we have to develop the questions also. So, for example, IITs, how they are JEE and all those things, they are putting a lot of they have to put a lot of efforts in the students in understanding, analyzing all those. That sort of things are missing in our system, what I understand from my experience. So these are all certain things. And bottom-up approach is required. Not like top-down as one of your friends told. So this is what I thought of sharing with you. And that is the code if you are scanning or you can download from our website also, that curriculum development framework. If you are interested, it gives more understanding. Any questions? Before that, I have a game also. Probably you all love to play games. No?
Yes.
Yes? Then I am ready. Game will close it. Take 3 each. 3 each.
Yes. We are always doing.
You are done. Then there is no need. Have you done this game? Then no problem. I will give you another puzzle if you are interested. Oh, that's okay. Okay, then it's fine. But I have a different perspective. Done, no? Okay, done also no problem. It enhances the confidence. Yeah, all of you got? Good confidence.
वो भी कराना चाहिए।
Also do it. Okay, fine.
We cannot think.
I tell that to keep your nerve. Yeah, all of you got? Okay. The exercise is very simple. Yes, madam. Yeah. The exercise is very simple. You have to connect the number, right? But I'll be giving 1 minute time only. You have to connect. You have to connect the numbers in ascending order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a line, whatever the way. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever. You have to connect the numbers. I'll give 1 minute time. Within that, how many numbers you are going to connect? Starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 20. Wait. I'm not given 1 minute time, right? I have to say yes. Okay. Right? Anyway. Whatever the cross line or zigzag, whatever, ultimately I number. Yeah, we'll start it. Yes, wait, sir. Sir, hello. Wait, don't do it. So then you will get more numbers.
I have another seat, no problem.
It has to be done 3 times.
3 times.
The same exercise will be done for 3 times. Okay, your time starts now. No copying, please. You cannot, of course.
बाद में बन जाते हैं रूल ऐसे यार दूसरे में चले जाएंगे
Yeah, please stop. Stop means stop. 1 minute over. You write on top corner 1. You have to do 3 times. No? We mark as 1 first copy.
Okay.
Take the second sheet.
We start from the number where we left.
No. From 1 only. Okay, your time starts now. 1 only. Same exercise. Yeah, time starts now. 1 minute. So let's see. The tough exam, brother.
Yeah, really it is.
So there is no minimum pass mark. Everyone is passed. Yeah, please stop.
Stop.
Please stop. Please stop. Okay. Take the third sheet.
Number 2.
Number 3 now. Okay, last sheet. Your time starts now. Yeah, please stop. 1 minute up. Now, you tell me the pattern. Anyone? What is the first score? I mean, sheet score, madam?
First score 16.
16, second?
Second 22.
20 to third?
Third also 22.
Okay. Yeah, from this side?
18,
18,
then 20,
20,
then 23.
23. Okay.
Mine is 1999.
1999. Oh. I had to understand separately. Yeah. 19, 17, 20. Yeah, the trend is, you got the point now, increasing on. What is the message is this? No, what is the message? Yes, please, last minute. So you have to repeat the exercise number of times. That makes you perfect, right? Practice makes one perfect. So in curriculum design and development also, it is not one day affair, one time affair. You have to do it number of times, probably then you will become expert after a couple of days. Okay, thank you very much. Okay.
First line. Corner. Corner हो गया.
Very much delighted to have you here. I think this exercise increase your skills in practice. Next lecture with Dr. Daria. She will be coming to the 16. Finish in time by